This Saltwater Paludarium keeps challenging us, and while the aquarium seems to be doing okay and the macroalgae, mangroves and fish seem to be thriving, I keep running into issues with my coral. I can't wrap my head around what's happening, but as I was observing my tank from a distance a while ago, I might have found the root cause of this issue. During the last episode, we went over some issues I was facing with some of my corals and how we were able to fix them. But now we've run into the next problem. You see, at the bottom of this arch we used to have a nice variety of colorful Acanthastrea coral, but now not much of that is left. About 10 days ago they all closed up suddenly, seemingly irritated by something. But I highly doubted there was something wrong with my water, as it seemed to be only limited to these acants. The other corals in my aquarium seemed unaffected. Yes, the toadstool coral is closed up now, but this is nothing unusual. We have to remember that these are live animals and they can't extend their polyps on demand or act a certain way. That's just impossible. I think this one closed up because it's due for a slime shed soon. This happens every once in a while with these toadstool leather corals. It's nothing to worry about. Anyways, the other soft corals were looking amazing, but that's not a difficult thing to achieve. These corals are very hardy. However, the torch corals, alveopora and even the maze brain corals we have in here looked very happy and healthy, so it was super confusing. I still tested my water to make sure nothing was wrong. I tested the major parameters including nitrates, phosphates, alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, salinity and of course not to forget the temperature of the water. Now all of these were in check and pretty much the same as the last time we tested the water, so a major swing in any of these parameters seemed very unlikely. So if it's not the water, then what else could it possibly be? Well, I may have found the answer. As I was laying in my bed, staring at the aquarium, I noticed something. The filefish and my dwarf angel kept swimming up to the acants, and every once in a while, they would nip at the corals. Could this be the issue? Did my fish turn into coral-eating monsters? Now, while these fish are mostly considered reef safe, there's always a risk that they will start eating your coral. But why would they target only this species all of a sudden? I don't see them nipping at other corals yet, but we have to keep a close eye on that. This dwarf angel is considered one of the safer options when it comes to them being reef safe or not. But they can still pick on corals, sponges and other animals. As I've read online, keeping them well fed seems to reduce this risk. So does this mean that it wants more food? I feed the fish a variety of foods, frozen foods, live foods and some pellets and flakes. But maybe I should start adding an extra cube of something to the mix. Feeding these fish will always remain a challenge because a large part of their diet in nature consists of sponges. I have one of them in my tank, but so far it doesn't seem to eat it. Unfortunately, I'd rather have this dwarf angel eat the sponge than my corals. The same goes for the filefish. Both of these species are tank bred. They have never seen the ocean, so why are they eating the coral? Still, just to be sure it's not something related to trace elements that we can test for here, or pollutants like heavy metals, I'm sending out another ICP test. I'll keep you posted once I get the results back. I have to send them to a lab, so it will take a few days, so stay tuned. Someone made a pretty good comment on the last episode and it reads as follows. I don't understand why every single saltwater tank has the exact same fish. If you do a tank like that, why not put some different fish? There are literally thousands of types to choose from, but everyone gets the same Nemo, the pink or yellow marker, whatever that may be, and the other 3 classic ones, whatever those may be. I don't know, no hate, but if you work so hard in getting these rare macroalgae and corals, get some different fish too. And I'm definitely open to that, but unfortunately no examples were given in that comment. Now there were 20 replies to it, and while there were some very good suggestions in there, a lot of options presented to me were impossible in this aquarium. While the aquarium may look big, its volume is only 100 gallons, and when we consider the room, the rocks, sand and other items take up, only 70 gallons of water remains inside the aquarium. In that light, we are pretty limited in terms of our options. So knowing this, what do you recommend? Do you notice a difference in video quality? I just got a new professional camera and I'm so excited to move on from being an absolute amateur. Up until now, I've always used my iPhone to film these videos. It's easy, quick and relatively good quality. But an actual camera allows me to do so much more. One disadvantage of using my iPhone is that I have to be very close to the aquarium to film the animals. I could zoom in, but it would degrade the quality tremendously. And also, by doing that, I would be disturbing the fish. With a macro lens on this new camera, I'm able to sit far away from the aquarium and film the natural behaviors of all these animals. This is so much cooler. Usually when I'm right in front of the aquarium, my grandma fish, for example, doesn't come out of hiding and hangs out behind these particles. But when I sit far back, it slowly comes out of hiding every once in a while. Check this out, it's yawning. But it's not the type of yawning we humans do. There are a few reasons to explain this behavior. Territorial display warning other fish to stay away, but sometimes it's not aggression. It could be a jaw-stretching behavior or a way of realigning its jaw, similar to how other reef fish do it. In rare cases when the fish yawns constantly, it could indicate gill irritation or parasites. Now this one luckily barely yawns, so it should be healthy and fine. 2 days ago I added a small school of Vanderbilt chromis fish. I think they will be a fantastic non-standard addition to the aquarium. They're still a bit shy, but slowly and surely they're moving to the front more. The macroalgae and mangroves serve as great cover for these fish. It allows them to stay away from the bigger and more active fish, but I wonder if they know that the pistol shrimp and goby are right underneath this rock here. They better be careful. Speaking of macroalgae and mangroves, during the last update we talked about yellowing of some mangrove leaves and the lack of trace elements. Some people mentioned salt shedding, where the mangrove directs excess salt to a certain old leaf to dispose of it. Eventually that leaf will turn yellow and fall off. Others recommended I add some root tabs to the sand. So I went to the store and I bought a bag of these root tabs. They contain all the necessary trace elements to support these mangroves. Now it might be too early to tell, but I think the mangroves really like this. I also started dosing a liquid fertilizer for the macroalgae, and they seem to be thriving now. I even added some new species to the tide pool. Now which one of these is your favorite? Another recent addition are these small tube worms. I saw them at my local fish store and had to get them. They are the perfect miniature animal for this tide pool. Now I'm considering slimming down on my Caulerpa species. They are fast growing and quite invasive, and while I don't mind this or the way it looks, it could be causing a few issues in the aquarium. Caulerpa is known for releasing small amounts of a certain chemical that can obstruct coral growth. This might be a major contributor to the issues we've been facing lately. I slowly want to replace these fast-growing Caulerpa species with less toxic species like Halimeda, Dragon's Breath or other cool macros. What do you think of this idea? I'm also considering making this a more soft coral focused aquarium. It will be much easier considering it's a pretty high nutrient system. Soft corals thrive on higher levels of nitrates and phosphates. And since this aquarium runs on higher nutrient levels to support the macroalgae and mangroves, this could be a perfect option. Think of zoanthids, mushrooms, rare toadstool corals and stuff like that. Colorful, a massive variety in different shapes and all looking very lively. Since the invert-eating Falco's hawkfish has moved out of this aquarium, we can also begin introducing tons of small critters like shrimp and crabs. But does that mean that we won't be seeing any more LPS or SPS corals on this channel? Absolutely not. As we're filling up the aquariums in the new fish room, we'll have plenty of opportunities to try out certain theme-focused aquariums. Think of an SPS-only aquarium, a euphilia tank, or dedicated to some rare animals that can't live together or in the big tank. I'm thinking about cool rainbow mantis shrimp, cuttlefish, jellyfish, or even seahorses. I want to give a massive shout out to March from Fragbox Corals and Reef Casa for supplying us with these awesome aquariums. You should check out his website and get a nano tank yourself. It's so much fun. If you have any other cool ideas for setups or the room in general, let me know. These white walls are pretty boring. These setups can be freshwater, saltwater, and even terrarium related. So taking it back to the Saltwater Paludarium, Some changes are ahead, but it will only get better over time. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and don't forget to leave a comment down below. Until next time, thanks for watching.